Alright, we have a surprise unboxing this week that is 6 months in the making. So let me explain that to you maybe while I open up the box here. We were heading for a cruise. This is already June of 2025, so it's, like I said, it's been about 6 months. And I was looking for a small sling to carry my A7C II in. And I saw that my son had the Moment 2-liter Everything Sling, and I really liked it, but I knew it'd be too small to carry the A7C in. So I started looking around trying to find the 4-liter version, and I couldn't find it anywhere. And so I was not able to get it before my cruise, so as soon as I came back, which is now in July of 2025, and so I ordered it from B&H, as you can see from the top of the box here, and it was just perpetually out of stock. And so, although I was waiting for this bag for 6 months, it just popped up one day, and that's why it's a bit of a surprise. Okay, so what we have here is the Moment 4-liter Everything Sling in blue. I have not seen this version. As I said, it's been sold out ever since I've been looking for it. So this really is a true unboxing here. Okay, so far I like the color. It's a really dark blue. I mean, it's almost black actually. And I do have some lighting here right on the corner here that's daylight balanced, and yeah, it's very dark. The one thing that I like about this particular design is the strap. It seems to me like a lot of bag makers use the strap as trying to make like a fashion statement or trying to do something avant-garde. And you know, the only thing I would need out of a strap is to make sure it has secure attachment points and that it's comfortable. And I see here that they haven't done anything gimmicky with trying to attach the bag to the strap. They just have these rotating pivot points here. They have seatbelt material that's nice and soft. Let's see the other side. And then, yeah, it's one continuous strap. So I do like that as well from a safety perspective. I don't want any type of buckle that can be released very easily, so that if you're traveling, somebody can't reach up behind you, unbuckle your bag, and take all your stuff. I see down here at the bottom they do have some compression straps, and also this can be used obviously to carry something small. I notice it does use the G-clips here. Try and get that in focus. I do like Alpaka's G-clips a little bit better because they have a metal clip that will close off the opening here, and it's just a more secure way to ensure that the strap doesn't come loose. Okay, it has a back stash pocket. Always like these. For me, this is the most convenient place and probably the safest place to put like your wallet, your passport. I also generally tend to put my headphones in here so I can grab them very quickly. But because this pocket is up against the body, there is some security against pickpocketing. And I also see they do have a little zipper garage here to park that. It's a little added sense of security there. Okay, let's go to the front. So for those of you that are sensitive about branding, I'm not one of those kinds of people, but you can see there's very minimal branding here. It melts right into the bag. There's no way that anyone honestly cares what you're wearing to begin with, but there's no way anyone could see that that says Moment. Let's see, there is a front pocket as well. This can make a really good quick grab pocket. There is a flap here, so that's nice to protect against rain. It may make it a little bit harder, I think, to do a quick grab, but I do like that feature, and plus it keeps the zipper nice and clean there. And one thing I noticed about my son's bag that also caught my eye and made me want to order this bag was the generous zipper pulls. So I do like that. And I do like the fact that the two big pockets here have two zippers. That way you can have your choice of how you want to zip or unzipper it, or if it's on your left side of your body or your right side of your body, it doesn't matter because you have two zipper pulls here. You can position them however you want, and it'll be quick to grab. Here's the other one, again, two zippers. So if, for instance, you want to position like that, it's fine. Or if you want to position them this way, it's fine as well. Depending on if you do a left shoulder, right shoulder carry, and of course you can just always just park them in the middle, and it still keeps the bag secure. The other thing I like that caught my eye were the actual tabs here, because this is an easy way to secure the bag. I have a video on travel security. If you saw that video, you know I'm a big fan of these little clips, these little carabiner style clips, because essentially they can turn almost any bag into an anti-theft bag. And that's what I noticed about this, is these zipper pulls here are generous enough that you could do something like this. And see, if I'm having a hard time clipping it, you know that a pickpocket would have a hard time unclipping it. And in that video, the only thing I said is you want to generally have a small carabiner, so you wouldn't want the carabiner to be so large that someone could open up a big gap and stick, you know, a finger or two in there and then grab some contents out. So I do want to do a comparison against my Alpaka Elements Tech Case, which is my current everyday carry. Hopefully that will both fit in frame. So this bag is rated at 2 liters. As you can see, it is pretty packed out, but it is my everyday carry. This is what I was talking about as far as what they use for their G-clips. You can see that there's actually a metal clip that closes off the opening here. It just makes it super secure. What I want to do is I'm going to try and put everything in this bag. Again, this is rated at 2.1 liters. Let's see how everything fits in a Moment 4-liter bag. And then let's try a variety of cameras in here, because that is the reason why I got this particular bag. Okay, so let's start unpacking this bag. And just the general things, you know, here's some pens. And I always carry something to clean eyeglasses with. Let's see, I have a lock for the gym, although I haven't been going very much. Our little secret. Of course, you know me, I've got some lactate here. And then just some re-wetting drops. Okay. And generally I have change in here, but I did recently take all the change out, but that's probably neither here nor there. In the main compartment, I have, well, another pen, but this one also kind of doubles as a stylus. I have an extra USB-C cable for charging and data transfer. I have a set of Apple AirPods. These are whatever the current generation is, noise canceling. Have the traveler aids, just some Tylenol and good old Pepto-Bismol for that in-flight meal, or I should say after the in-flight meal. A Toomey wallet, which has seen better days. I need to get another one, so if you have any suggestions, put it in the comments below. Okay, I have a pair of reading glasses. But you know what? Let's also maybe try and fit a pair of Ray-Ban aviators in there, since it is a little bit larger. Anchor power bank. Oh, I have one of these universal cords. Now, one thing I do love about this bag is this zippered compartment here. It has these tiny little pockets that are perfect for SD cards or an Apple AirTag. Okay, let's go ahead and pack those same items into the 4-liter bag, and then we'll have some fun trying to fit different cameras in there, since the reason why I bought it was to put a camera in. In the front, let's just go ahead and do my usual, and that is to put, you know, the lens cloth cleaner, some pens, again, just some re-wetting drops, some lactate. I generally would have some change maybe to put in there for parking meters, but again, it's not that big of a deal. Let's see, maybe in this smaller front pocket, You know what, let's go ahead and go with the sunglasses since this is a little bit bigger. And then we'll go with one pair of the AirPods. So let's try the AirPod Pros. Oh, one thing that we forgot for the front pocket is our gem lock here. Again, you can already tell how much bigger this bag is because it's not even starting to deform a little from the contents. Let's put that there. And then maybe in the middle, oh no, that's probably pretty full already. But maybe we can put at least one of our charging cords in there along with our travel aids here. In the back, like I said, I generally like to put my wallet there. Oh, now, ooh, that's interesting. So, the Tumi wallet, although it's probably got 5 more cards than it needs to be, it is kind of already starting to intrude into the space for the main compartment because it's so large. But that's probably more on me. I need to take a few cards out. And then, actually, let's go ahead and put, I know I generally tend to put my AirPods in my wallet, so let's see if that will fit. Okay, it will fit, but it is a tight fit, and like I said, it seems like it's already starting to intrude into the main compartment. But we only have a few more things left. I guess for the stylus, you know, we can go ahead and just put this in the front compartment. Though now I'm wondering if that's going to make it a little front heavy, but I guess we'll see. And then in the main compartment, let's go ahead and put, oh boy, this is a tight fit. Let's put our power bank here. And then our cord. And finally, our Apple AirTag here, which I will just drop it in here. Okay, wow, that is really packed out. There is some room for expansion, as you can see here when I open it up. When I'm traveling, I generally do not carry my wallet, so why don't we go ahead and take that out, to be fair. I generally only carry like an ID, a credit card, and my passport, which would be much, much thinner than this Tumi wallet. So to be fair, why don't we take that out? Now, while we're talking about passports and bank cards, I did not notice any RFID blocking materials in here. So I need to check to make sure if that is in fact true, but I don't see any markings right off the bat. Okay, this still looks like it's going to be a tight fit. Let's grab a couple of cameras and see what will fit. And there is one divider here that's provided for you. So if you wanted to separate a lens from a camera body or your camera stuff from accessory, you could do that. Let's grab my smallest travel camera. Now this bag should have no trouble handling the ZV-1, so let's put that right here. Yep, no problem. With this camera, I generally carry an extra battery, so to be fair, let's go ahead and drop that in there. You can see there's no problem. That fits very easily inside the bag. Alright, let's try the internet's favorite travel camera, X100VI. Oh, yeah, that is a tight fit. Could you do it face? Oh, no, okay, that would be a tight fit. So, if I was going to carry a camera like this, I definitely would need to reduce my load. So let's see what we could do to possibly fit it in now. What if we took the sunglasses out? And you know what? I'm going to unhook this strap just to give us the maximum room we can. Okay, so if I took the sunglasses out, it would fit. So I guess depending on what you're going to put in this front pocket, that would really impact how much room you have in the main compartment. And I guess that's true of the back one too. In the Alpaka Element Tech Case, they're gusseted a little bit, and so the bag, when it gets filled, and you saw that early in the video, it tends to poke out versus move in to the main compartment. And so I think that's part of the issue there. But let's see, if we wanted to carry our sunglasses, I think you still could. You could put it right there. So again, I guess some of it is just how you're going to pack your bag. Okay, so it does look like the X100VI will fit. If we move some things around, will this fit vertically in the bag? No, not quite. It might fit here. Possibly. Now the other issue, I guess, is you could take the lens hood off, but you know, it's part of the aesthetic. I don't know how folks feel about that. You're shooting with the X100VI after all. Now this is the A7C II, and if you saw my video, I bought this 28mm f2 to bring with me to Europe. I didn't have it previously. I did a really quick review before I left for Europe, and now that I'm back, I'm a little behind schedule, but I will do a more comprehensive review of the lens. But let's just see. This is what I was going to take with me, and just seeing how the X100VI fit in there, I'm sure this will not fit. Well, maybe I spoke too soon. Let's see. Let's go ahead. Oh, will this fit there? Nope. Okay, that will fit in there. As you can see, it is a very tight fit, but it does fit in there. And that's also not to say like that this is going to be your only bag that you travel with. So it is possible, you know, you put your sunglasses maybe in your shirt pocket. The other thing is maybe you take a smaller power bank. And again, there may be some room to move things around some more to make it more efficient. Okay, so it does look like the Sony A7C II will fit. I don't have a spare battery for that yet, but it would fit here. Oh, you know what's interesting? Let's grab the Viltrox 40mm, because I did wind up taking that lens as well. Let's see if it'll fit. Now, I brought this as a backup lens. 40mm is probably too narrow for the places that we were. There's no way this would have been wide enough, but I did bring it as a backup lens just in case. That other lens, the 28f2, is like a 10-year-old lens, and I bought it used. So I did bring this just in case. Let's see. Oh, I guess it will fit. Let's see. We move this over. But, oh, it doesn't fit. Okay, so you definitely could fit that in there. Again, it is a really tight fit. Maybe you can move things around. And again, I don't have my wallet in there, but a passport would fit back here in this back pocket. Okay, one other camera. Why don't we go ahead and try the Fuji X-E5 and see how that will fit. Okay, here's the Fujifilm X-E5. I am too lazy to take the strap off, and I don't think my fingernails could handle it anyway. And yes, I know it comes with that little plastic tool, but it's still a pain to take off. Let's see how this will fit. Okay. Man, alright, that will fit. And we'll do a little something like this. If I put the Peak Design strap on there, it would be much more space efficient. So let's just go ahead and say that that fits. And you got room for a spare battery, obviously. Now that is with this 15mm f1.7. I have a great review of this lens, by the way, where I took it along the South Shore and took a bunch of pictures. So definitely check that out if you can. I will leave a link to it right here. But why don't we try it with the 27mm lens and then putting this one on the side. This is the TT Artisan 27mm 2.8. I have a review of this lens as well. I took it out during a tropical storm warning out on Magic Island over here again on Oahu, so definitely check that out. I'll leave a link to that. And yeah, this one will fit much easier actually. So it has a lot more room and you can actually put the strap here up front. Now possibly could you fit this lens here as a backup? Oh, I guess you can. Now obviously, I mean, you can see the bag deforming. Like, this is a really tight fit, but hey, it fits. I'm not sure how well that would be as far as balance or anything, but it does fit. It is a little heavy packed out like this. And I know I said that thing about liking a simple strap, but without a pad here, I wonder how that would feel. So we're just going to have to do a test drive of that later. The one thing that's striking me is the zippers. They're nice and smooth. I know they're sounding loud just because the camera's right there, but they are nice and smooth. They don't snag. Even around the corners, you can see that. Again, they have a very generous pull. I do like that. And the material here, I'm not really good at all the different types of materials, but obviously this is a nylon material. It must be ripstop. I can see the little square patterns there. The interior is nice. It's nice and soft. I don't have any concerns about it scratching anything. Again, it comes with the one extra divider, so that's nice. And you saw the way it was packed originally. I mean, if you're not going to carry camera equipment or don't need a divider, you can just stick it here. And you can make it as wide as possible or as narrow as you need it by using the compression straps at the bottom. I did want to test one other thing. I'm going to take the battery and this cord out for a moment. And I'm going to grab a switch. I saw advertisement for this particular bag that this back pocket was made for a switch. So I have a switch here. And I do like this divider here is very firm. I'm not sure if there's just plastic or stiff foam here, but this divider is very stiff. So you can put a switch in there, no problem. But I'm curious, this bag came out before the Switch 2. So let me grab a Switch 2 and see if that fits. Alright, we're back with the Switch 2 now. Trying to put it in the same compartment. Yeah, the Switch 2 is way too big. But would it fit in the main compartment? Yeah, it'll fit in the main compartment. I don't know what else will fit in there. I mean, I guess you could put the power bank and the cord back there. But definitely you're not going to carry a camera, which is why I got it. So yes, the Switch 2 does fit, but not in the back. You know what, let's see if we can fit them both. Oh yeah. So we have the original Switch back in the back, and then you have the Gen 2 here in the front. So yeah, it actually fits. Okay, now I'm really curious. I opened up the front pocket here. If I took this stuff out, could you fit a Switch Lite in here? And yes, you can. Right up there at front. In fact, I probably didn't need to take everything out there, but in case you're curious, yes, this will carry all 3 switches. Okay, that concludes the unboxing of the Moment 4-liter Everything Sling. As I said earlier, you're seeing it for the first time as I'm seeing it for the first time. I'm going to have to take it out for a spin and let's just see how it works. And I'll come back with a more detailed review on the pros and cons of the bag. But thus far, I like it. I do like the size. I wanted something that was a little bit larger than my Alpaka bag, but not tremendously large. If you have any questions, please let me know. Put them down in the comments. I'll be happy to answer them if I can. If not, I'll get back to them when I have more experience with this particular bag. Hey, if you have a moment Please make sure to check out some of the videos that I dropped in the cards. I'll also put links to relevant videos in the description. If you enjoyed any of this content or found it informative, please consider dropping a like and please subscribe for future content. Mahalo.